Hello, my name is Michael Peters. This message is for Houstonians and Texans. I'm trying to get the truth out about a Dr. Zoanne E. Dreyer at Texas Children's Hospital, who's taken the law into her own hands and blatantly falsified my son's medical record to gain custody of my son to my wife. I picketed the hospital for 2.5 months, calling her a fraud and liar, and the Texas Children's Hospital covered up for fraud and liars. And a man came up to me, and this had happened to him too. I don't know that CPS was involved. Now, Dr. Dreyer started out calling CPS 2 different times. Within the first 24 hours was the first time she called, trying to manipulate them into doing her dirty work, saying that I was medically neglecting my son, which was impossible to do within 24 hours. I took him out of school, straight to the hospital, and got his meds and brought him back home. The pharmacy receipts will reflect exactly that, and the checkout from school says I was taking him to the hospital. At any rate, she had done this before with a social worker, Matal Brombat. Now, something's wrong with this doctor, that she just does not want to see a father have any custody of their children. I don't know psychologically what is wrong with her, but I have the evidence that she's lied when she failed to manipulate CPS 2 different times. Then she falsified my son's medical record, saying that I told her that I didn't give my son one of his meds for 1 month out of 2 months I had him, and faxed it to my wife's attorney, who she had been talking to in the medical records behind the scenes. They used that evidence, or that lie, to take my son. Now, the judge scratched out all medical neglect. However, I'm still unable to see my son because of the lie persisting. I mean, the judge scratched out that there was medical neglect. The jury gave me joint custody, but still, for some unknown reason, I don't have any custody of my son. Now, Texas Children's Hospital is supposed to take care for children with cancer, not blatantly lie in their medical records and strip their fathers from them for no better reason than to abuse their professional position and standings. Dr. Dreyer works at Baylor, and employed at Baylor, works at Texas Children. Baylor insures her. Baylor attorneys and Texas Children's Hospital attorneys were at every single divorce hearing for over a year, to do nothing more than stand there and then later go in the back rooms and talk to the prosecutor. The judge, Tracy Gilbert, was a Baylor grad. Now, many of you know that the medical center donates to the election campaigns for our Governor Rick Perry, who's put Irving Ziegler in charge of the medical board, and who's turned a blind eye to protect these hospitals. It's called favoritism. Dalton's caught in the middle, my son, of these cover-ups and lies, and is now stripped of his father for no reason at all. Absolutely no legal reason whatsoever. CPS did come to the house. They verified I had his medicines. They told me to go to the hospital where a nurse and another social worker verified I had his meds. I explained to them how to give them, the procedures to take care of my son and his next appointment times. The pharmacy receipts show that I had the med. The medical records will reflect that the doctor, before seeing me on October 24th, lied in my son's medical record an hour before even seeing us. The lab results come in, and then the doctor handwrites all over the lab results at 9:15, or she had already falsified the medical records at 8:45. Now, due to the mass of these cover-ups, the reason these attorneys are involved is because if it comes down to the public that a doctor at Texas Children's Hospital, which is a very elite hospital, you think, lied blatantly in a child's medical record and then faxed it to a court of law and then also testified in the court of law that same lie, then the credibility of Texas Children's Hospital and Baylor, where she is employed, will be blown out of the water. The cat will be out of the bag, so to speak, and open up a door to sue this doctor and these hospitals for millions of dollars. That's why this cover-up has gone all the way up to our Governor Rick Perry. The medical board turned a blind eye, simply saying, we believe the doctor, without, they had all the evidence there, which proves that this doctor has lied in the medical records. There is absolutely no evidence whatsoever that I medically neglected my son. Even the judge deleted all that off of the divorce papers that my wife's attorney had drawn up. So ask yourself, where do we draw the line? Are we going to sit by and let these doctors and hospitals cover up for lying in our children's medical record and stealing their father from them for no other reason than to abuse your position as a doctor? And to cover up for it because they don't want to be sued? Is this what our country is all about? We don't draw a line that says that we're not going to accept you stealing our children through lie? Especially lying in medical records? We're not going to protect our children's medical records who have cancer? I'm asking each and every parent, each and every person in Texas, in Houston, in America, to stand up and help me to bring this to court. I have the evidence. It just has to go to court. I picketed the hospital for 2.5 months with a big picture of the doctor calling her a fraud and liar, and there was no lawsuits against me because they have to keep it quiet. They don't want the truth to come out to you. I am sorry to be the one to tell you, and I'm not a good speaker, but Dalton needs his father. I love my son, and he loves me. During the divorce hearings, my wife had a brain tumor removed. She's unable to take care of my son, but still, this lie is allowed to persist to cover up for big business. Corporations like Baylor and Texas Children's Hospital. Please, let's draw the line and make a difference today. Please donate so that we can bring this to court. Expose it. Let me take this evidence to protect your children as well as my son who needs his father. This is what this is all about. To care for our children, especially those who have cancer. What kind of father would I be if I didn't make these videos? If I didn't keep fighting? I wouldn't be a father at all. God bless you, and please donate to Dalton Peters and myself. The information's in this video. God bless you, and thanks for listening.